Traditional Hispanic cuisine has become increasingly popular among Americans, and of course, it's delicious, but it's not always nutritious.
Growing up in a Latino household and a Latino restaurant, food has always been part of my life. But sometimes that, doesn't necessarily mean a good thing because I was 40 pounds overweight at the age of 22. So when I went to my doctor, he made some recommendations of how I had to change my diet and the ingredients I was using. At the age of 65, my mom had a stroke, and that made my family and I just take a closer look at the ingredients we were using, and we all changed our day-to-day diet just to make sure we were living a healthier lifestyle.
Heart disease is the leading cause of death for Hispanics living in the U.S., but we don't have to deprive ourselves of flavor to turn the tides for our ticker.
People think that Latin food has to be unhealthy, and I always say with some small changes that you make in the kitchen, it can make such a big difference in your health. One of those changes you can make is instead of frying, you could swap that out for baking, or in this case, grilling. Then another thing you could do is swap out the ingredients that you're using. For example, I like using masola corn oil because it's cholesterol-free and it has that check mark from the American Heart Association.
Another pro tip, the type of oil you use affects the flavor.
Different oils have different smoke points. Most oils have a smoke point between 325 to 400 degrees. One of the reasons why I love masola corn oil is because it has a high smoke point of 450 degrees and it has a neutral flavor. That means it's not going to alter the flavor of whatever I'm cooking or the ingredients that I'm using.
So Chef Chris whipped up some authentic Latin dishes you can wow the crowds with at your next backyard barbecue.
We're starting off with some pork chops, cilantro chimichurri pork chops. And the cool thing about this is that I'm marinating my pork chops overnight with that cilantro chimichurri, and I'm gonna finish up my pork chops with that same chimichurri. So flavor on flavor equals better pork chops. And then I'm making my adobo chicken al pastor tacos. Who doesn't love tacos all year round? And we're gonna top those off with some pineapple pico de gallo, which is gonna balance and add some sweetness between that and the chipotle peppers. And a little tip I have for you there is make sure that anytime you're done grilling your protein, your chicken, your steak, your pork, set it aside for about 10 minutes so that you allow those juices to redistribute.
Get the recipes and more heart health tips at Mazola.com.